Hi everyone. Okay, thanks for checking out this video. So we're just going to be talking about the simulation for the two-gene repression model. So if you remember from the last video, these are the ODEs we came up with. So gene one is just regular equation with the production rate and degradation rate, and then gene two we have the regular degradation rate, and then K sub two is the maximum production rate, and then we have our repression Hill function here. So remember, with the repression Hill function, we have in the numerator only the constant to the nth power, whereas in the activation Hill function we have gene one to the nth power up here. So that's the difference between the activation and repression Hill functions. So this is going to be a bit of a quick video because this is actually going to be almost exactly the same as the code for the activation model, but we're just going to be making like one small change and then changing a couple parameters. Okay, so this was the code from the activation model we did a couple lessons ago. So I'll just give a quick review of this stuff. So this is just importing all the libraries we're going to use. Y0 is our initial conditions, so 0 for gene 1 and 0 for gene 2, the initial conditions. This is defining the set of time points we're going to be solving over. So it's time 0 to time 200 with 100 points in that space. And then, so these are all of our parameters. So we have the K's are the production rates, the gammas are the degradation rates, and then N is the exponent in the Hill function, and then C is the constant in the Hill function. And then, so we put all of our params in the param array, and then this is the actual function that's going to be passed into the solver. So we pass in our initial conditions into the variables argument, and then we define gene 1 and gene 2 here, and then we pass in our params into the params argument, and then define them here, and then we just write down our ODEs and then return the ODEs. So this is the point where we need to make a small change. So it's like we said, the only difference between the repression and activation models is the numerator of the Hill function. So in the activation model, we had gene 1 to the nth power in the numerator here, but in the repression model, we have C, our constant, to the nth power. So this is the only change we need to make to turn this into the repression model. And then so here is just running, running the solver. So we give our function name as the first argument, the initial conditions, the time points, and then args equals parentheses params comma. That's where we pass in our params, and then just the MATLAB plotting code. Okay, so let's give it a shot like this. Yeah, so you can kind of see what's happening here. So the reason it is sort of hitting a peak and then coming back down is that as we get more of gene 1 in the blue here, the gene 1 presence is actually repressing the transcription of gene 2. But I'm actually going to change some parameters around to see if we can visualize it even better. So let's see. Make this a little bit less. We'll make this 0.4. Make this a little bit more, 0.9, make this a little bit more, a little bit less for N, and you guys should really just be like playing around with the parameters too and just sort of testing out different things to kind of, that's a good way to learn, kind of experiment with different parameter sets. But okay, let's try it. Let's try it like this and see if we can see it. Yeah, see now it's a little bit easier to see what's happening. So we're initially getting sort of just the regular transcription of gene 2, and it's sort of like getting up to this peak here. But then as we get more and more of gene 1 in the blue here, the gene 1 protein is repressing the expression of gene 2. So that's why gene 2 is eventually just going back down again. So yeah, so that's all for this lesson. In the next lesson, we're going to be talking about like now that you guys know the activation and repression models, we can now begin to talk about a little bit of like a more complex network. So I think next lesson we'll be doing a network with 3 genes and talking about some interesting properties we can see in a 3 gene network. Okay, so thanks for watching.